Hi guys, it's the Sisterlocked Diva, coming straight at you talking about what? Natural hair, of course, that's how we do on this channel. Good evening guys, it's me, Lauren, the Sisterlocked Diva. I love to talk about sister locks and locks and also loose natural hair as well. So let's get right into it guys. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the Sisterlock consultation. And what's your job and what is the consultant's job? Because everybody has a job, all right now? So, with the Sisterlock consultation, it is a part of the Sisterlock's package. And if you've done your research, you know that Sisterlocks comes in a package of 3 visits. You have the Sisterlock consultation as step 1. You have your locking session, or talking about the install. And then you also have your follow-up retightening, which is where your hair will get retightened for the first time. And that's all part of that initial large fee that you pay. So let's get into the consult part. So with the Sisterlock's consultation, you've done your research, you found a consultant on the Sisterlock website, you're really excited, you're having your consult. So what do you need to be doing at this consult? So your job is to listen, because the consultant should be doing a lot of good talking. They should be also talking about what are Sisterlocks, answering any further questions you may have about the Sisterlock process. So listening ears must be on. Number 2, since they're supposed to answer questions, then that means you need to ask them. If you have any questions whatsoever about Sisterlocks, you need to ask them at the consult. That's the time where it's really time for you to learn and really know, are Sisterlocks for you? So questions are always good for the client to come with. You also need to wash your hair. That is part of the consult. The consultant will be touching your hair and will be examining your hair. So your hair needs to be clean. I recommend washing it the night before, depending on what your schedule is, maybe even the morning of, depending on what it is that you have going on. And also remember, not just clean hair, but clean, no product hair. No product must be on your hair. Just washed clean. That's it. So keep that in mind as well. Another job of the client is really to size the consultant up. Just because you're going on the consult with this consultant, you might not like them. You might not like them for whatever reason. Maybe their work situation, kind of where they're working, isn't sanitary for you enough. It might be you just got a bad vibe with the consultant. You didn't feel she answered your questions adequately. That means it's still time for you to keep shopping for a consultant. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people do go with the first person that they have a consult with. Some people do not. Either way, it's your right, because it's a consultation. It's just for you to come, learn, and see if this person really is the best fit for you, and as far as starting you out on your Sisterlock journey. But to me, out of all the things I just said, to me, the questions is really the most important piece. Anything you want to ask, anything at all, ask. Ask, ask, ask away. Because this is the person who you're going to be spending a lot of time with in the next few months, years, depending on whether you decide to later on retighten them on your own, or whether you decide to stay with a consultant. This person will be very important in your life, so you better make sure they have all your questions answered. So after that, well, you told me everything I need to do. What is the consultant supposed to do? Yes. So what they should do, number 1, they need to greet you and welcome you into their establishment, make you feel welcome. They need to start by describing what are Sisterlocks. Even though you've read it on the website and you know that website, sisterlocks.com, back and forth, they still need to do their job of explaining what are Sisterlocks and what can you expect from the Sisterlock system. Something else the consultant should be able to do is answer any questions at all that you may have to the best of their ability. I want a consultant that I feel like is competent, who is very knowledgeable about the Sisterlock process. I'm entrusting you with my hair, and to start my Sisterlocks, I want to know that you know what you're talking about and what you're doing. That's another biggie, what they're doing. For some of you who may follow my blog, you will know that I did have an unfortunate relationship, I guess, starting off a little rough and rocky with Sisterlocks. I went on the advice of a friend, actually a neighbor who had lived in my building. Her and I were very friendly, and we still are to this day, even though, you know, X, Y, and Z may have happened. But I just went off her advice, and I really wasn't listening to what the consultant was talking about. What ended up happening was I got something that wasn't Sisterlocks, even though that's what I paid for. In the end, I was able to get my money back, and that was very fortunate because she didn't have to do that. I felt like that was good business on her part, but she didn't have to do that. So I feel like consultants need to show not only are they knowledgeable as far as in theory and knowing the Sisterlock process, but as far as what does it look like, what are they doing? Are they following the steps that they should be following as far as the Sisterlocks way, the Sisterlocks package? Lastly, they must install test locks in your hair. Me personally, I wouldn't want a consultant that's going to install any less than 6. My consultant that installed my Sisterlocks was actually a trainee, and she installed 12. She installed 12 locks with 2 different patterns, and then she instructed me on what to do next. She told me to go home and wash with whatever shampoo I typically shampoo with. And when I came back, that they were going to look at which locks held up, and they would know at that point that that was the pattern to use on my hair. I felt very informed by my consultant, even though she was a trainee. A lot of times I will say, don't sleep on the trainees. That can go both ways. Don't sleep on them. They can be very good and very knowledgeable, but as well as don't sleep on the ones that may not fully have their stuff together and really understand the Sisterlock process. So that can go both ways. Last but not least, the consultant should make you feel like if you have questions after the consult, that there's no problem in reaching back out to them and saying, hey, I had a question. Can you tell me da-da-da-da-da? They should be more than eager to answer your question. This is someone that you're entrusting your hair to again. So they should feel comfortable with, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to call me, any of that kind of information. So that's kind of the role of the consultant. We've talked about the role of the client. So that's kind of what you can expect out of a consult. Just to give you a little bit of tidbit, because some people may be wondering, what did I wash my hair with when I had my test locks? I used Shea Moisture, I think it was the coconut and hibiscus moisturizing shampoo. I'm not so sure, but it was the peach bottle. It was like slightly brownish in color, but it's the coconut and hibiscus. I know that for sure. So that's the shampoo I used on my locks. I did shampoo my test locks and my hair twice. And pretty much they all stayed in, but a certain pattern was decided to be the pattern that they would use on my Sisterlocks. So that was my experience. And that's all I have for you guys tonight. So if you want to talk more about Sisterlocks, you know where to find me. www.thesisterlockeddiva.com, or you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can even come out, meet me in person if you're in the DC area. You can come out to the meetup. So you can also check me out on meetup.com. Please comment, like, subscribe if you like learning about Sisterlocks and want to learn a little more. All right, have a great night, guys. Bye.